Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Tuesday evening. Hope you're all looking forward to the rest of this week, and I hope you're all looking forward to another brand new weekend in May 2023 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour, mate, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and to the community. If you're new and to share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and to always remember to put that notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, more Rocket League, and much more brand new stuff planned for the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. So please subscribe to the channel and to the community if you are new. Good evening to all you legends, good evening to all you legendary people, and welcome to the Premier League preview between Manchester United and Chelsea for Thursday night's Premier League home game at Old Trafford Football Stadium, 8 p.m. home evening kickoff. Theoretically, match day 37 for Manchester United, because this is our game in hand against Chelsea, and then the last game of the season is at home to Fulham the following weekend. And this game here for Manchester United is pivotal. This game, that fixture, Thursday night Old Trafford, this becomes our biggest make or break game this season. This game against Chelsea is here to prove a point. It's here to tell everyone around us that Manchester United are to be feared. Manchester United are on their way back, and Manchester United are going to try and win the league as much as possible. And this game, Man United simply have to win. We have to get the 3 points. We have to beat Chelsea, and we have to continue their winless luck of results they've achieved since Frank Lampard took over Chelsea as caretaker manager to the end of this Premier League season. United win this game on Thursday night. The unthinkable that I didn't think was thinkable, which I thought was impossible, happens. Manchester United secure Champions League football next season for the 2023-2024 season. United know what they have to do. They have to beat Chelsea. They have to deliver a result. A point is enough, but I would rather Manchester United go for all 3 points and continue Chelsea's lack of consistency, the lack of quality, and a lack of goals Chelsea aren't able to put in the net. Man United have a huge opportunity here to get the job done on Thursday night. Yeah, and I do remember your name. Absolutely, Daraj is in the chat, and go and check out his channel. Massive shout out to him as well. United have to win. This is like the biggest game of our season compared to anything. This game has to be 3 points. I want Man United to put away any chance of a slip up at the weekend. Fulham and Chelsea in our last 2 home games. This should be 3 points and 3 points. 6 points out of 6 to end this Premier League season. We've also got an opportunity to go up to 3rd in the Premier League table if we win on Thursday night, above Newcastle, who obviously also secured Champions League football for next season for the first time in 21 years. And Man United have got the chance to end this hoodoo of being back in the Europa League next season by getting Champions League football secured with a point or with a win against Chelsea on Thursday night. The players know what they have to do. We can't afford to rest on our laurels. We have to go for the jugular. Man United have to take the game to Chelsea. Chelsea this season have been nothing more than a joke. The sacking of Thomas Tuchel and the sacking of Graham Potter and then the reappointment of Frank Lampard as caretaker manager has been a complete and utter joke for Chelsea. The way the Chelsea fans and the Chelsea supporters have been treated this season by their club, by Ted Bowley, their new owner, and the way Chelsea have basically spent money to get out of trouble, and to see Chelsea on their lowest points tally ever in Premier League history and a 13th place finish in this season's league season has been a complete joke from Chelsea Football Club side. They are an embarrassment, they're a laughing stock, they're a joke, and they're funny to laugh at, because that is not how to operate a football club. Spending money is not the right thing to do, and Chelsea's season has massively come down, crashing back down on them because of their poor inconsistency with appointing managers, the amount of managers they have sacked, and the amount of poor players Chelsea have brought in to solve their goal-scoring problems, their midfield injury crisis, and their shambolic back four, as well as their crazy goalkeeping situation between Ariza Balaga and Mendy. This game should be as comfortable as anything Thursday night. I can't see Chelsea turning up to Old Trafford to cause Man United any issues. Yes, they've got quality players like João Felix and Mudryk and Enzo Fernandez in that team and Badiashile. But obviously, since that Chelsea team has been put together by a poor manager that basically everyone got excited about when he's Derby manager, and Chelsea took a massive, massive punt on reappointing Lampard as manager, especially when they sacked him for Thomas Tuchel. Chelsea basically hit the eject button, they hit the panic button and brought an ex-reject flop of a player that has not become a great manager since his Derby County days and has made Chelsea flop more than leapfrog. Chelsea this season should not be finishing 13th. They shouldn't be not in Champions League football. Chelsea should really be competing for top four. They should be competing for a title race and really should be setting a challenge to everyone around them what Chelsea Football Club is about. And I think this is why Chelsea's season has been such a car crash, because of poor ownership, poor manager and poor players that are simply not up to the task to be a Chelsea footballer. And Man United have had the same problems as well. There's a lot of issues, there's a lot of problems on and off the pitch regarding Man United's future. But that future can be resolved with a simple result Thursday. Give the fans and supporters something to shout about, to be excited about, and to put us in that great, optimistic and ecstatic feeling by getting Champions League football back at Manchester United next season. We need Champions League football. Everyone around us this season, we've bantered them, absolutely outplayed them, outfought them, outclassed them. Man United deserve to be back in the Champions League. We do not deserve to be back playing Europa League football on Thursday nights next season. We've seen that for the last 3 fucking years because of poor manager, poor players, poor ownership and poor results and clueless coaches and manager that have dealt Man United's history a lot more worse than what we are in now. We are being resurrected from the ashes due to the impactful brilliance of Erik ten Hag. He has brought on miracles, he's brought on treats, he's brought on surprises, and he's brought that team crumbling back down from the ashes, and we're rising again. We're coming back down, and we're basically going to come back on top because of this manager, for the influence he has had at Manchester United Football Club since day one. Ten Hag knows the importance of having a Champions League team with Manchester United's name on it next season. He knows the importance. He knows what the cost would be if we fail to qualify, and he knows the impact of our transfer window, which looks any clueless at the moment about what Manchester United are going to do in the summer transfer window. We simply have to achieve what we need to do. Man United cannot afford to sit back and let Chelsea attack. Man United players can't be thinking about their summer holidays. These players know the risks of not winning or getting that point Thursday. They know the impossible could happen. Failure to beat Chelsea and we lose, and Liverpool win on the final day of the season away to Southampton, and we lose at home to Fulham or draw. Man United will fail to get top four. We could fall away right at the last minute. Everyone around us has achieved their dreams of European football. Newcastle, Champions League. Manchester City, Champions League. Arsenal, the same. Liverpool, Brighton, Europa League football for the first time ever in the football club's history. A European team again for the first time in the club's history. Never thought anyone would expect Brighton to be a European team for next season. Man United cannot afford to be playing Thursday night football again. We can't let this happen. The players know the impact this would have on the manager and what would happen in summer transfer window, because if key players are not signed in the summer because we're in Europa League football again, that's not down to the board. No, that's not down to the manager. It's down to the players. It's down to the squad. And it's down to the clueless owners and muppets that run this club. If we fail to win our last 2 home games, especially being at home, which I expect Manchester United to be the stronger team in both games, if we fail to pick up 6 points out of 6 and we end up in Europa League, I can't class this season as a success. I can't say Man United have been great. It's the same old inconsistent Man United basically showing what they're not good enough at. And there's a lot of improvement that's needed at that team. There was a lot of positives against that Bournemouth in the Bournemouth game when we won 1-0 thanks to Casemiro's brilliant bicycle kick goal. We can't afford to be scraping 1-0, 2-0 wins. Teams like Chelsea, Manchester United need to put away. Defensive this season, Chelsea have been absolutely all over the place. The amount of changes, the amount of rotation to get the best out of what they got with the quality players they have in that team. Chelsea have crumbled away like a Maryland cookie biscuit. Chelsea have been probably the biggest surprise this season, that with the quality they had and the manager that they put so much hope on in Graham Potter, Chelsea didn't need Graham Potter. They needed Harry Potter to solve the mystery of Chelsea's failure and the demise of Chelsea Football Club, which have been the biggest surprise for me this season, as well as Liverpool and as well as Tottenham, because I fully expected us to be nowhere near top four. I expected no Champions League football, and I was expecting 1 or 2 trophies. So far, we've done 1 out of the 3. We've won the Carabao Cup, and everyone is still having a sing-song and a dance about winning that competition. At the end of the day, no disrespect, but the Carabao Cup is not good enough for Man United standards. We can't keep affording to, keep winning the Carabao Cup thinking everything's okay, everything's all right, Ten Hag's working the magic. These players need to be aiming higher because they've got it in them. They've got the ambition, they've got the skill, and they've got the charisma to be a Champions League footballer. And these players know that this team with Champions League football would look a lot different next season to what it is now. I think a lot of those flops that have played in a Man United shirt this season wouldn't be anywhere near a Man United shirt next season. I think there'd be a lot of change. I do expect a lot of players to be gone, and I do expect a lot of players to be brought in. And I expect Man United to be better a lot more next season than what we are now. I think Man United luckily have achieved results we didn't expect. I didn't expect to be beating teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Man City at home. I'd expected Man United to crumble in all those games at home, but picking those 3 points up against all those teams was a success. And I think if we can add Chelsea to that list, then we have beaten all the other top 5 teams in the league at home this season. The only thing we haven't done is beaten them all away. I think if Man United could have done the double over some of the other top 6 clubs, I think Man United really would have had Champions League football secured. But I think the results against West Ham and Brighton also that, are nowhere near Man United's level. No disrespect to their clubs, their fans or supporters. Man United are a lot better club than what those clubs ever will be in their history. Got a lot more ambition, a lot more better players, and we've got a better manager than some of those clubs respectively. And I expect Man United to be setting a standard of losing or drawing. It's not acceptable on Thursday. I do not want to come away with just a point. I know a point is enough to get Champions League football, but at the end of the day, what would we rather do? Get a point knowing we've secured it, or would you rather go and take the game to Chelsea and absolutely annihilate them? Because I think, in my opinion, Chelsea are there for the taking on Thursday. Chelsea's vulnerability this season is down to the incapacity of Frank Lampard. An ex-player do not make great managers. And I think that has been shown at several top-flight clubs this season, that great ex-players do not become great managers and have all been sacked. And I think, bringing Lampard back from a Chelsea fan's perspective was a massive disgrace. Chelsea should have aimed a lot higher than what they did. And I think Chelsea now, knowing that they've got Mauricio Pochettino coming in next season to be the new Chelsea Football Club manager officially, I don't expect that appointment to cheer Chelsea fans up. I do expect Pochettino will flop at Chelsea next season. I don't think he'll be able to turn Chelsea around in one season. I think Chelsea are there, and I think they could be there or thereabouts in the relegation fight next season. I think Chelsea's season and their future is going to get a lot worse due to the ownership they've got and due to the amount of managerial changes the club's made. And that is why Chelsea are simply there for the taking on Thursday. And I think Man United will smell the fear. They'll smell the vulnerability of Chelsea. They know what Chelsea have done this season. They know what Chelsea should have done realistically on a professional point of view. But I think Man United know that if they win that game and they can batter Chelsea on Thursday more than a battered sausage from the fish and chippy, then I think Manchester United will win the game quite comfortably, especially at home when our home record this season has been, in my opinion, absolutely fantastic. I think the home form at Old Trafford this season has been great. I think we've improved a lot. We're a lot more stable. We're a lot more in control of the game and the stamina of the possession and the way we can control the game a lot more. I think because I think the fear's coming back in. And I do believe Chelsea know that Man United are going to take the game to them. Chelsea's fear in the game Thursday will be, well, we know we're not going to get anything here. I think the morale and the confidence in the Chelsea squad anyway is completely shot. I don't see any charisma from Chelsea. I think their players are a bunch of bottle jobs. And I think some of them aren't even good enough to be in a Chelsea shirt. And no disrespect to have that Chelsea team. The only players that I think you've only got a future with is probably Enzo Fernandez, Mudryk, and probably, in my opinion, I think that's about it. I think Chelsea have got players at that club that aren't going to be there next season. I think you're going to see a lot of Chelsea last first team appearances in that Chelsea shirt Thursday, because I think Man United are going to absolutely rip Chelsea apart. Chelsea have been so vulnerable this season. The way they have conceded goals from set pieces, from normal set pieces of the game, different phases of the game in the first and second half, Chelsea have been this season just nowhere near where I think they should be. And I said about this in the past, I think going back for an ex-manager that you sacked in the first place and bringing him back in a caretaker role, that shows to me that Chelsea had no ambition to turn the season around. Chelsea didn't have any control. Behind the scenes, the club's a joke on the wheels. It's like a circus. And I think, Ted Bowley has brought into the Chelsea method to spend money to get the club out of trouble, to improve things on the pitch, and it is massively backfired. And now Chelsea are facing the consequences of that due to financial fair play. I don't think you can use financial fair play as an excuse. There's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of rumours. There's a lot of spectacle stuff coming out from blue tick people on Twitter saying that financial fair play is going to fuck up a lot of clubs in the summer. It's complete bullshit. It's complete lies. Clubs are not in financial trouble. Clubs are staying strong and they're fighting in their divisions. So I won't believe half the bullshit that blue tick people on Twitter are getting you to read, because it's getting you to draw into their article. It's making you have sympathy for the club, and it's making you fall into their trap, that making you understand that the situation clubs are in is critical. It's not. It's a load of bullshit. If clubs were struggling, clubs would have been liquidated. So at the end of the day, I don't think, football fans have too much to worry about. Clubs will spend big money in the summer, and I think that's what is going to have to happen to Chelsea. I think big changes will have to be made. I think Chelsea will be nowhere near top four. And if I was a Chelsea fan, which I'm not, thank God, never be a Chelsea fan. It's a bloody nightmare on wheels. I expect Chelsea to come to Old Trafford knowing the game's up. I don't expect Chelsea to come to Old Trafford and get anything off us. I expect a comfortable home win for Manchester United Thursday night. Obviously, with the game in hand, we can get the job done. Let's do that. Let's get the win, and let's get the result that I think we deserve on the basis of the way we've played in our last two league games against Wolves and against AFC Bournemouth. 6 points out of 6. Can we make it 9 out of 9? Of course we can. I would rather go for the win. I think a point, I know obviously officially would do it, but at the end of the day, Man United have got a job to do. They need to put a Chelsea team that is so vulnerable, they need to put them to the sword. They need to show Chelsea that Man United are not to be messed with, and Man United are on the way back under Ten Hag. And I think Ten Hag will sense that Man United can do a great job on Thursday and get the result that we're all looking for. And I think Manchester United will deliver. They know they've got to. They know they have to win that game, and failure to win that game or even get a point, then we are going into a fucking nervous weekend on the last game of the season at home to Fulham, where Fulham this season have been miraculous since they've come up from the Championship. Everyone said that all three promoted sides in Fulham, Nottingham Forest and AFC Bournemouth football clubs respectively, everybody said around me, they've got no chance of staying up. They've got no chance of being in the Premier League next season. And what have all three promoted sides done? They've all stayed up for only the fourth time in Premier League history that has happened in this Premier League season, that all three promoted teams that came up have all stayed up. And I think a lot of people are taking a lot of humble pie at the moment that I said Nottingham Forest would be fine. I said Fulham would be fine. And I said AFC Bournemouth would be fine. I think, Nottingham Forest, AFC Bournemouth and Fulham have been an absolute marvellous way of having great teams back in the league. They all deserve it. They've got great fan bases. They've got great stadiums. They've got great supporters. And they absolutely love their football in every one of those clubs. And I think, they all deserve to be in the league. And I think at home to Fulham, we only scraped past them in the FA Cup due to Sabitzer and Bruno Fernandes' impactful comeback when we were 1-0 down, and then Fulham bottled it with having 2 players sent off. And then obviously we went on to win the game, like 9 men against 11 players. So at the end of the day, I think Man United have to get this job done. Let's not go into the last day of the season nervous as hell, because the nervousness will tell if Man United start playing poorly and we concede an early goal. We cannot afford to be heading into Sunday knowing we have to win. We have to get this signed, sealed and delivered on Thursday. There is no room for error from those players. Those players know that they have got one hell of a job to do. And that is basically get this job done, head into the weekend, fine, knowing what the future is going to look like next season. Man United players will know what has happened in Europa League this season. They know they were a mess. They were a shambles. They were pathetic. They were absolutely an embarrassment to the shirt. and the badge and the fans and supporters. We really should have won that European competition. We were favourites. We embarrassed ourselves. We bantered ourselves, and we deserved to get knocked out. We are where we are today due to those players, due to that squad. But I think a lot of lessons and a lot of has been learnt since that Europa League demolition job by Sevilla. I think a lot of those players have taken a step back and realised that, you know what, maybe we did get too cocky, maybe we got too good for our own ways, and maybe we took the ego into our own shell again and thought we were better than everyone else. And I think, Ten Hag has had to deliver, has probably delivered a right act to his players, saying, that result against Sevilla was pathetic. We need to start putting all these things right in perspective in the last few games of the league season. Let's not throw away what we've worked for so hard this season, and that is to be back in the Champions League club, where this club, in my opinion, actually belongs. Man United always deserve to be back in the Champions League. We need that, Tuesday night and Wednesday night anthem of the Champions League anthem roaring out over the Old Trafford crowd on the Old Trafford surface. We need back this season, because it will only make Man United's season a lot better, especially the amount of rest these players will get, especially having to play Thursday, Sunday, especially after we've had to feature that in Europa League. There's a lot of positives to take if United do get Champions League football. I think the transfer will be a lot better. Hopefully the ownership that will get close to completion, the Qataris will win and they'll buy the football club. And hopefully we will get that, and hopefully that will be the outcome at the end of this month. And hopefully, the Muppets that have ran this club into the ground will be gone in the summer. Hopefully we're going to have a 500 million euros war chest to spend in the summer, and that United team now will look a lot different. I think that United team will be ready to go next season for a title charge, and United have got it in them to do it. I'm not saying this game against Chelsea is going to be Thursday. Let's not beat around the bush. This Chelsea team has got to prove a point. A lot of these players now at Chelsea have got a point to prove. They've got a lot of points to prove in. Will they have a future? Will they still be a Chelsea player next season? And will they be favoured under Mauricio Pochettino, who is probably going to demand a lot of change, a lot of players in, a lot of players out? And I think Chelsea have got a lot of problems to solve in that summer, because I tell you what, if I'm a Chelsea fan and I'm playing Man United away, I would not be confident. I would be nervous. I would be shitting it. I would be shitting my pants, because at the end of the day, I think Manchester United are going to have way too much quality for Chelsea to deal with. I think if United get the early goal and then they go and get the second, United will get the job done and the game will be finished. If United can go into the second half 2 or 3-0 up and the game is done, don't hold out for a 0-0 draw. Let's not beat around the bush. We still need to try and win this game. Let's not rest on our laurels. Let's not think about why we're going to go into summer holidays once this season ended. We need to finish the job. We need to get this done. United realise the consequence if we do fail to win. I do not want to see this Man United do what Newcastle did Monday night, and that is basically finish 0-0 and basically get the point that you need. Because if we fail to win this game, Liverpool will be rubbing their hands together, especially knowing Liverpool are away to Southampton. You look at Southampton and the joke they've been this season. Liverpool go away to Southampton and they win 8 or 9-0, and we don't beat Fulham and we lose to Chelsea. Liverpool get Champions League football. We've been better than them all season. Let's not be disrespectful. We've been better than Liverpool. But since Liverpool smacked us 7-0, Liverpool's season has crumbled away very quickly. They've learnt from that 7-Up can of drink result that they got against us, and that 7-can-up drink has basically been so sold by date. That is what has happened. And I think United have probably been given like the ultimate ultimatum that you players don't produce Thursday, then I'm sorry, then half of you lot aren't going to be in the plans. And I think a lot of these players at Man United are fighting for their futures Thursday. These last 2 home games of the season is going to be, this is make or break for half these players' careers. These players know that they might not even be in the team next season. They might not even be a Manchester United player. And those players know, will those players deliver? Will those players know that if we get Champions League and half of us aren't going to be here, why should they try? Why should they put the effort in? Well, because they're contracted to the club. They need to win. They're representing the fans. They're representing the supporters. And they know they've got a job to do. We've got to finish this job. We've got to finish this season on a high. Let's not put ourselves in a bloody nervous position Sunday by having to beat Fulham, because Fulham come to Old Trafford. Look what they did to us in the FA Cup. They went 1-0 up and dominated the game, and lucky we beat them down to Fulham's demise, having Mitrovic and Williams sent off as well as the manager. Fulham crumbled. They couldn't cope with 9 players against 11. Fulham fell away. Man United didn't play well in that game. We won that game due to Fulham being an absolute joke in the second half. If Fulham didn't have had Mitrovic and Williams sent off and Marco Silva, their manager, Fulham would have knocked Man United out that FA Cup. We would not be in that FA Cup final now. If that situation would have been a lot different for Fulham, we might not have been in the position we are today. But I think, the focus has to be, lads, look, you have got the biggest opportunity of your careers here to rebuild. We've got an opportunity to show that we have learnt from the lessons of the past. We are learning from the mistakes we all made. And basically, we are giving the supporters the most amazing apology ever by getting that team back in the Champions League. We need to be there next season. Last season was a joke. I've never seen such a worse United side in my life. That season under Solskjaer and Ralph Rangnick was a disgrace. I've never seen such a worse team in Man United ever than what I saw last season. That was a joke. That was embarrassing. That was pathetic. That was those players down-tooling and basically giving up. I've never seen that from the Man United side in my lifetime. But it showed that we needed Erik ten Hag to come in and basically rip up the script and give those players a rocket, because the morale and the confidence was on the floor. The squad was low. There was no stability. There was no mental or physical attribute to these players. They got away with a lot of shit last season that, wasn't told. A lot of these players were getting away with what they could at the football club, and every training session was a laugh and a joke. I think that is why it all went wrong, because we didn't have proper leaders in that team. We've got a manager here that I think actually gives a shit. I think Ten Hag cares about the fans. He cares about the supporters. And I think he knows that if he don't win against Chelsea, the pressure's going to be on him to produce on Sunday. And I don't want to head into Sunday knowing that the pressure is on, because the players will be nervous as fuck. And Fulham come to Old Trafford and do what they did in the FA Cup. We will lose that game and Liverpool sneak in. We will get laughed at. We'll get bantered. We'll be a joke. And we'll be going back to the circus we were last season. Because that is how bad it was. I've never felt so low in my lifetime being a United fan. But this season has been a miraculous turnaround from these players and this squad. We deserve it as a whole to be where we are because of Ten Hag. And I think that is what the great feeling is about, that we deserve to basically, we deserve to be back where I think we should be. I think the difference in quality will tell, though, if we do get back into the Champions League. Europa League quality to Champions League quality, it could tell very quickly. We might not even last long in the Champions League. I don't know what's going to happen. I ain't got a clue. I'm a Man United fan. I have to be optimistic, but I've got to be cautious that the difference in quality between Europa League and Champions League, it will be night and day. Will Man United be able to cope with that? Will Man United be able to go head-to-toe with the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Dortmund? Will they be able to go head-to-toe with them? That's a big question as well. What are these players wanting? Do they want Champions League football, or do they want to be banter Europa League footballers again? Because I think I know what the fans and supporters want. I think that is Champions League football. Let's get that back. And if we can get that back, then next season should be a success. It really should be. I wouldn't fear. I wouldn't worry next season. I would be a lot more optimistic, a lot more excitement, a lot more buzz. And it'd be nice to see a team on a Tuesday, Wednesday night game. We wouldn't have to hear that Europa League anthem. I don't want that next season. I do not want that next season again. We need to be where I think we deserve to be, and that is compete with Europe's elite. These players have got it in them to do jobs like that. I do believe the players are learning. And I think, the summer acquisitions, like I said, have been good. The January transfer window was a joke and haven't added much quality since then. But we've had to get by with a lot of the same team, a lot of the same players, a lot of the same starting 11s and the bench options. We've had to go with this team down to, Erik ten Hag's magician-like wonders. I think Ten Hag has come in and said, you know what, I'm not taking this job if I'm not being promised stuff. And I think, this season's probably been our best season since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. And I think Ten Hag's got the ability to be like him. He's got the mentality. He's got the structure. He's got the ability to take teams to the next level. A lot of people doubted that, Ten Hag was going to be a success, but I think a lot of those questions have been answered. United are delivering answers now. Last season, we weren't delivering anything. We couldn't even deliver a letter for a post box. Postman Pat could do a better job than Man United delivering results on the pitch. But this season, we are delivering. We are delivering the results. We are we are still improving. We are a team in process of, do you know what? We've got a proper manager here. We've got proper coaches, proper tactics, proper setup. There's no jobs for the boys. There's no mates rates FC this season in that team. It is, we play to our strengths. We play as a team and we play as one, because I think unity is a big part of United's turnaround. I think, the players have got on side of Ten Hag. They've got on with him and they're listening. And I'm hope they're going to still do that next season. I'm hoping this season's not going to be a one-hit wonder and then 2 seasons after Ten Hag's gone. That's the big fear of this season. Will United be able to compete again next season with Champions League football by their name? Can United take their level of football up to the next level? Can we go head to toe for a Premier League title race? Because this season we have fell away so quickly. At some points in the season, we were still in the title race. We were so close to Man City. We were so close to Arsenal. And we just fell away. And I think the players basically down-tooled. I think they said fatigued and tired and exhausted is an excuse. Those players really need to be putting in 110% effort at the end of the day. I couldn't care if they're tired or exhausted or fatigued. At the end of the day, normal people like me and you are tired. We get fatigued, we get exhausted, but we still give 110% effort. When the going gets tough, we stay strong and we still keep going. But when Man United get tired, when they get fatigued, when they get exhausted, when Man United do that, they give up. When the going gets tough, United give up. And I do not want to see that Thursday. You've played so well in your last two Premier League games, away to Bournemouth and away to Wolves, and you've produced 6 points out of 6. That's been fantastic. I didn't expect that. I expected Wolves and Bournemouth to give Man United a trickier game than what the results we got on the pitch. I expected Wolves to get a result. I expected away to Bournemouth. I expected Bournemouth to snatch a point. And I expected Man United to be out of top 4, because that's the turbulence of Man United. We've got more turbulence than a bloody jumbo jet aeroplane. And I think, there's a lot more improvement to come out of this team if they know they have Champions League football. I think there'll be a lot of celebration. I think there'll be a lot of excitement once we've got that confirmed. But let's not rest on our laurels thinking we've already got the job done. We ain't bloody Bob the Builder. We need to win the game, and we need to win it well. Give a performance of a lifetime that's worthy of a Champions League performance. Show us fans, show us supporters that you are a Champions League team in the making, that you are up and you're ready for next season's battle, because next season will be a battle with or without Champions League football. It will be a battle and a half to say that Man United are ready. But those players have got another point to prove to you Thursday. Can they make it 3 wins out of winning 3 in the league? Can they keep up with the level of standard Ten Hag's looking for? And can United really be the team they are now next season? A lot of questions will need to be answered Thursday. But I expect Man United to put in a good performance. I don't expect them to go easy on Chelsea. I think, the Chelsea morale at the moment is so low that there'll be no way out of Chelsea getting a win on Thursday. There'll be no response from those players. And I think the players know that they are being managed by a complete and utter muppet in Frank Lampard. Going from Derby County to Chelsea was a joke. That was a big joke from Chelsea. That was basically shared. No ambition, no comeback. We don't want to turn things around and we're going to wait till next season. That is the morale of Chelsea. No one gives a shit. And that Man United, it's been like that at times. It's been tough. It's been a joke. It's been a nightmare. It's not easy being a Man United fan. It's not. It's a massive up and down journey, more than a bloody couple in bed. It's really difficult. It's not easy. It is so difficult trying to stand by a club that you love and heart so much. But for me, when I've got problems, I do. I've got mental health. I've got autism. I've got anxiety. I've got depression. I don't use that as an excuse, because I do actually have all those things confirmed. It's not easy having to deal with a club like United. And my dream is I want kids. I want marriage. I want everything in life. But I wouldn't let my kids support United, because I wouldn't want them to go on the journey if I've had to with Manchester United, because the stress and the anxiety they give you is a nightmare. The way they make you depressed when they play shit and they don't win games, it damages your morale, it damages your confidence, it damages how you feel as a person. I wouldn't want my own kids supporting United, because I wouldn't let them, because at the end of the day, there's better and more stable clubs out there than what Man United are. Bournemouth are more stable than us. Brentford are more stable. Fulham, Nottingham Forest. They're all stable clubs. Man United aren't one of them. We should be doing what Brentford doing and Bournemouth do, and Nottingham Forest. We need stability. We haven't had that for fucking 5 years, and number 6 year has been turned around by a magician like Erik ten Hag. He's got that team playing. Sometimes, yes, I don't agree with his tactics and I don't agree with his formation. Why I don't, some players in that team I can't understand why are being selected, but he's having to work with what he's got. He's basically got a lot of deadwood players he's having to use because the board have thrown him under the bus. The manager hasn't been backed by the owners. He's having to go with the players he's got from half the mess that David Moyes had, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick. He's having to go with a lot of that crap that let all those managers sacked who all thought they had a bloody future here. And it didn't happen because of a board that don't give a shit, owners that are muppets and are clueless clowns. And we have suffered the consequence of that with all 5 of those managers being sacked, down to the owners, down to the Manchester United board. That is why it's all crumbled away. And you know what? I sympathise with David Moyes. I sympathise with Van Gaal and Mourinho and Solskjaer and Ralf Rangnick. They were not to blame for the mess, but down to some of their tactics, the way they were coaching the team and the way we set up, they were part of the problem. But the bigger part of their problem was they've got people above them running this club into the ground, and they can't get out of that ground. We can't dig out our own mess, and that is down to the people above Ten Hag. And the people will be telling him, do you know what? Don't go all guns blazing against Chelsea. We don't exactly need Champions League, but we don't mind being back in Europa League again. Fuck them. Screw them. I'm not listening to them. I'm the manager. I'm picking that team Thursday. This is not about you. This is about the club, the players, the squad, the fans and supporters. I make the decision. I make the formation. I pick those players. I pick the team. I pick the bench. You're not dictating to me what I can and not I can do as a manager. I'm the manager. You're the owners. Do your job. And I think, Ten Hag's probably done that. Be honest, I bet Ten Hag's been brutal. And that is what I like. And all the past managers before were all puppy dog. They all had puppy dog eyes. Sympathise. Little puppies who couldn't cope with the pressure of being a full-time Man United manager. Ten Hag is taking it and is taking it all in one go. And that is what we needed. We needed that kick. And hopefully that kick will kick Chelsea's ass. Chelsea, if we don't win this game, then you have to question how the hell Chelsea didn't beat Man City. Because Chelsea was shit in that game. Man City were absolutely all over them. I want to do that again. I want to show that Chelsea can be beaten heavily. We could put 5-6 goals past Chelsea. I'm quite confident United have got the ability to do it. But those players know. If we win, or we get a point, we're in the Champions League. But shit, half us might not even be in next season. Why should we try? Because if you don't try, the fans and supporters are going to come for you, and the pundits alike will be all over you in a rash. If you don't win this game, I'm not just going to stand there saying, oh, never mind, let's try and beat Fulham. You could throw your own season away in 2 games in a week. Don't dare put the fans and supporters through that, because that's just unfair. We don't deserve another mess. We deserve to end the season on a high, and I think we'll do it. It's going to be nervous. It's going to be stressful. And it's going to be nervous to watch. I'm not saying that, United are going to annihilate them, but there's a job to be done here. Don't let our future be resolved by the weekend. Get it done on the night. United know the job. They know what they have to do. And they've got to do it. And I think they will. I think we will do it. I think we will be Champions League confirmed on Thursday. Go and do what Newcastle did. Go and take the game to them. Go and get the point and the win you need. Because a point, we're in the Champions League. We are in there now. But we've got to do the job first. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm bricking it. Because I know what could happen if a failure to get either of those 2 possibilities. We could lose this game. We might lose to Chelsea. But I expect as a whole that we will be the better team and will get the goals and result we need to get this game done. United head 2 or 3-0 in half time. Don't let Chelsea come back into the second half. Come out fighting like you did in the first half and put Chelsea away. Slaughter them to the sword. They're like a butcher. Go and absolutely butcher Chelsea in pieces. Because I tell you what, Chelsea will concede goals. They will, and they've done it a lot of games this season. They are there for the taking. Don't let Man United miss out on an opportunity that You're going to be a Champions League club again. Drink that in. Breathe that in. Let that sink in. You're back in the Champions League, lads. And everything will go up a level because the players know the importance of being back in the European Cup. We haven't won the European trophy since 2017. We've not won the Champions League since 2008. We need to end this nightmare. And I think the nightmare is that Chelsea will have the nightmare by Man United taking them apart. I can't see Chelsea come to Old Trafford and surprise them. Chelsea have got nothing to fight for. The only thing they've got to fight for is half these players know that there's no Champions League European football. We've got another manager coming in, and half those players are thinking, bloody hell, I thought it was bad under Lampard and Graham Potter. Tuchel should have been kept. They should have never sacked Thomas Tuchel. That is where it's all gone wrong for Chelsea. If they would have kept Thomas Tuchel, I do believe Chelsea would have got top four. They would have been in a title race. They might not have won it, but I would have expected them and Liverpool and Spurs to finish above United this season, especially what last season was like. All of them finished above United last season. I do not want that again because that would be a nightmare to head into the weekend knowing we have to then beat Fulham. We know the job here. We know the task, and it has to be accomplished. United need to get over the finish line here. It's like a Ferrari against a Lamborghini. We're heading into the final lap. You're literally level pegging with each other. It's like the tortoise and the hare. It's like you think on paper the hare is going to beat the tortoise, but the hare is run out of energy. He has a nap. He naps for so long, and the tortoise just goes past him and he wins the race. We need to be that tortoise. We need to finish the job. Start off well, start off strong, and keep going. Full guns blazing, full attack mode on. Let that team show us what they're made of. And, the team will probably be, probably the team from Saturday. It'll probably be De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Varane, and Luke Shaw, the midfield three. Obviously, we've got no choice. It'll be Casemiro, Eriksen, Fernandes, and I'm hoping the front three. Well, I don't want Martial anywhere near this team ever again. I think the front three will then probably be Anthony, Rashford, and probably Garnacho. I think that United will go a full strength attack. I can't see United resting a lot of players. I think United are going to go for this. United will put Chelsea out, and I think the game will be comfortable. But I think for the fans and the supporters' perspective, nothing's ever comfortable being a Man United fan. It's not. It is a bloody nightmare. Let's hope that nightmare doesn't happen again, because if it does, I think, this season could come crashing back down on us very quickly. Failure to win these last two home games, this could have consequences like we're not even thinking. Will Ten Hag stand by the club? Will he walk away? Will he resign if the Glazers are still here? I don't think that'll happen. I think the Glazers will be gone. Ten Hag will stay. The Qataris will buy the club. Will buy loads of great players, and the club will be back where it should be. And I'm hoping the Man United players know what the task is here. You beat Chelsea, lads. You're back in the Champions League. You're a Champions League player again. The atmosphere will be better next season. There'll be more quality players being brought in to improve this current squad. And we are going to go full guns blazing, and we're going to go for it next season. We've got the players to do it, and we're going to go and get even more to create this team into a monster. Because that's what I think Ten Hag's planning to do. He's planning to create this team into an absolute monster for next season. That everyone that comes against United will fear this shit out of us. And that is what's been brought back. The fear factor's back now. We are not to be messed with anymore. We are Manchester United Football Club. And the fans and supporters make this club. We are all such a great fan base, and we all stand by and stick by each other through this game. Let's all stand by each other and stick by each other Thursday as well. We know the Chelsea game, what we must do. Let's hope the lads and the players have got the confidence and got the ability to get the job done and beat that club, that banter club on Thursday. Let's put Chelsea away and let's show them that Man United are back and well and truly back for the fight, especially for next season. Scoreline, I'm going to go for 3 or 4-0 United. I think Chelsea will concede a lot of goals, and I don't think they'll cope well with Man United's high attacking emphasis, what will be put on Chelsea's goal. I think Chelsea are I think Chelsea is going to be all over the place. I think they will crumble if they even go 1-0 down. I think Chelsea know that an early goal conceded, the morale and the confidence will drop, the heads will drop, and Chelsea from them will be an absolute mess. And I think, that Chelsea team is there to be beaten. And I think United will do it. I think we'll get the 3 points. I'm hoping it'll be a great home win. I hope it'll be an ecstatic night to celebrate that United and Manchester United are officially a Champions League team once more. Let's hope that's happened. Let's hope those players know that the fans and supporters are with them. Let's hope we know that we're in the fight together Thursday. Let's hope that United team produce one hell of a performance and banter that Chelsea team for the banter club they've been this season. So I hope you enjoyed the preview. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Please subscribe to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube if you're new. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit that retweet button, and remember to always remember notification bell. Put that bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. More Fortnite, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, Rocket League, more previews, more match reactions. Go and check out my other socials. I'm on TikTok. I'm also on Twitter. So go and give me a follow on both of them. And yeah, then join me for the reaction on Thursday night, which hopefully will be a Manchester United home win. Another 3 points, 3 Premier League wins in a row, 9 points out of 9. And hopefully we can say those words, those magic words once again, that Manchester United Football Club are officially back in the UEFA Champions League next season. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. Stay safe. Be nice, be kind to each other. Speak to you guys soon. You're all legends. You're all legendary. Remember, just dream, achieve, and believe. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.